Dude here from Crooked Fingers Railroad. Just wanted to do a quick short video the progress of my layout. Done quite a bit of work over the holidays. Figured it's been a while since I've done a video. I think about 8 months. Sorry that I haven't done any videos on some of the stuff I've been doing. I've been doing most of it on Google Plus Hangouts, which if you have never been to a Google Plus Hangout, I highly recommend you to do so. It's a lot of fun. It allows 10 people to come into a hangout. There's 2 other guys that I do hangouts with that we work on our layouts. There's been more and more guys that's been coming on and gals coming on and doing stuff on the Google Plus Hangouts. We have started doing some hangout presentations that's affiliated with YouTube Model Builders team. So if you haven't been on any of those, I highly recommend you to come in and check out a couple of those presentations. Like I said, only 10 can come in. If you can't make it in right away, just hang in there and we'll see what we can do about get you into the show. Those are every single week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays is the topic-driven hangouts. Thursdays is a general model railroaders hangout. They are at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. The presentation hangouts are different every week, and we bring in a guest to do a presentation on anything to do with model railroading. And the general hangout is just for people that's in model railroading to come in and discuss model railroading topics. Plus we set up our webcams and we do live stuff on our layouts as we're going along. Troy from Pacific North Central has inspired me to finally get around and finishing my Helix so I could get one leg of it tied into my upper deck. I had been doing some video on it, but as I was videoing it, I had probably about 45 minutes worth of video on how I built my Helix, but my camera fell over and the battery popped out and none of that video was saved, so I won't be doing that. But in this video, I'll kind of give you a runabout on how I did my layout. Anyways, for further no, I would like to go ahead and do a quick run around and show you all my updates on my layout. Alright, this is where the first leg of my Helix that I finished right now ties into my upper deck. It comes on right behind this train here and it ties in right here. That yard or that line that goes right there where the box is, that is the other leg of my Helix. And there is going to be a yard right here. And it's going to come right on down and around the yard. This will be a 4-track yard. It'll come down and around and they all tie in right here. Where that Union Pacific is, going through the wall, that's the other leg of the Helix. That will be the inside track of the Helix that will come onto the upper deck. Main line goes through the tunnel. That's tunnel number 1 for the upper deck, and it goes through the tunnel there. The second leg of the Helix comes down and around, right on through here. Comes down the grade, all the way down and around. It's about a 1.4% grade. And it just keeps on coming down through there about where that box is. And then it will tie into the main line right there. The yard will come right on down through here, right on around. Like I said, it will be a 4-track yard. This is going to be a Burlington Northern yard. The upper deck will be the Burlington Northern leg of my layout. Right here where the drop down is, I'm going to put an industry right there. The main line of the upper deck will come right on down and around through here and go through the number 2 tunnel porthole for the upper deck. And comes right on around through there. This section here will be a small area of the outskirts of the town. I'm going to be putting 2 tracks through there with probably 2 industries on the back side, and then the front side right here will be a portion of the town. So that kind of gives you an idea of what my upper deck is looking like, and I will show you my lower deck. Okay, my lower deck right here is going to be my service facility. There will be a locomotive house service facility on this end of the turntable with a couple siding tracks for repairs, boxcars or whatever. On that side of the helix is going to be my fueling station for all my locomotives and my sanding station. That hole through the wall is where my yard starts. Through there is 2 legs of the helix, how to enter and exit the helix. The yard will come right on down through here. There's a main line on the back track, and then right here where those auto racks are is the other main line. Right here where these passenger cars are, I'm going to put probably a train station in there somewhere on the very outside. The yard comes on down and around. There's going to be an industry back there in that corner. We're going to come on down and around. There's going to be an industry right here where this red roof building is. I'm going to have a grain elevator right there. Main line comes around, finally gets down to where the river scene is. River scene comes down and around. There's tunnel porthole number 1 for the lower deck. One of the main line goes through the tunnel and the other one goes down and around and follows the river underneath the truss bridge there. And then it goes on down through. Both main lines goes through the door. One goes around the helix to the yard. The other one goes around the helix and ties into the helix to go back down from the elevation area into the yard. The upper track comes down and around through the truss bridge, through the cutout section here, and around, and right here is going to be another industry. I'm thinking it's going to be like a quarry of some sort. Main line's going to come down and around. This is a 32 degree radius peninsula I've made. There's going to be a trestle bridge right here. And no, this is not snow. This is going to be a drainage. I just haven't got any foliage or anything on it yet. It's just plain old plaster right now. The track's going to come down and around. This is about a 1.43% grade. And then there is tunnel porthole number 2. And there's the back side of the river scene where the main lines come through. One comes underneath the truss bridge, the other one goes across the truss bridge, down through the gorge here where the river's going to be. There's going to be 2 more bridges right there. And both main lines come around and come in through the door right here. and I will show you my helix. Alright, here's all 3 tracks coming through my door. The upper track is one of the legs that I finished on the helix. That is the outer track. The 2 other lower tracks is the lower level main lines. One comes down and around, the top one comes down and around, and then ties into the helix. The lower one will come down and around, and the lower one will be hitting the upper track, will be visible with scenery and all that. The lower track comes down or comes around the helix and then ties in to right there, and that there's a switch right there, and that is one of the yard leads. The second track that's up on top here will finally go through a tunnel porthole right here, and it goes down and around and ties into the helix with a turnout right there, and it goes down the helix and then comes out right there and ties into the second leg of the yard, and the main line goes down through the yard as well right there. One of the entrances to the helix is that track you see right down there behind the helix, and it comes off of the lower track with a turnout right there, and it goes around, and that is the inner track of the helix. And the outer track of the helix comes through the yard right there off of the main line, and then comes up through the helix, and it comes around, and it's the only leg so far that I've got tied into the upper deck. The other leg will go around one more time, one more curl, and it will come out about right here, and then it's going to come across and then go through the wall to that elevation area in my upper deck right in there somewhere. This helix is inside track is a 32-degree radius. The outside track is a 36-degree radius. The outside track is 1.37 is the grade, percent grade. The inside track is 1.78% grade. We did that by going online and got a calculated for a helix. It gives you all everything. You just put in what your radius is and all that, and it will give you the percentage of grade. How I've designed this is these are 3/4 inch dowels. There's 18 dowels all the way placed around the helix. 2 dowels on either side. Down where they attach to the bench work, I drilled holes in the bottom of the dowel and the bench work, and there is a dowel, and it is just floating in there. Each curl or section of the helix is held in place by a 3/16 all thread with a nut and washer on the side, on both sides. This is floating in there, but I have tightened it up to where it does hold it still, but it can still move by expansion and extraction and all that. It works out really good. This is like the third one I've built in this method. I will say it's not the cheapest method, but it is fairly easy. I can use this anywhere. If I ever need to move, or if I need to move it, I just take the dowels, collapse it all down, move it, and then it's real easy to put right back up. Anyways, that is the progress of my my layout. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming and checking out my video. I'm hoping everybody likes the progress of my layout so far. Still got a lot to do. It's coming along pretty nicely. I'm very happy with it. Like I said before, if you have not made any Google Plus Hangouts, come and do so. The Hangout presentations are an easy way to learn ideas from other modelers. Also, the YouTube Model Builders team puts up a live show once a month. We always do a follow-up on the presentations after the live show, the Tuesday after the live shows. So come and check those out. I'd like to put a shout out and thank Model Man Mike for inspiring me to start doing some of these Hangout presentations. There's a group of us that get together, and we're the ones that do the schedule. The schedule is on YouTube Model Builders website. So there is a schedule on there up until March. About February, when February comes around, I'll start getting the rest of the Hangout presentation schedule put together. Yeah, come and check us out on the Hangouts. We would love to have you. You'll learn a lot, and we have a lot of fun. So I want to thank everybody that has subscribed to my YouTube channel, and I'm hoping to get more videos up in the near future. Once again, thank you very much.